What up, man? What's up, man? Matter of time. We back. I see what it is.
We back.
Back with my boy. Hey. What? Get it. What you say? What'd he say?
We back.
Ain't no way that I could be without you. 24/7, need you by my
Yes,
side.
sir. Matter of time is back, man. And this time, I got my boy B.Rockk, the world rocker.
We back again.
That's right. And today we got something very special for y'all, man. We got our very first topic video. What?
That's crazy.
Yes,
Very
sir.
first one. And I'm the very first one to be on the video.
Yeah, I had to bring you
Come
back
on.
for this because you was the one that gave me this idea. So
Come
I'm
on,
just
man.
like, you know what? We gotta make something shake.
Come on, man.
Let's
We
do
following
this
through,
thing, bro.
We following through. That's what it is.
Yes, sir. So what you been up to, man?
Everything. First things first, I graduated college. I think that's Black excellence at its best. Other than that, everything musically, I've been in the studio for like the past 2 weeks now. You know what I'm saying? Just getting my sound better. You know what I'm saying? Production-wise, getting the music better.
For sure.
Polishing myself as an artist, you know what I'm saying? Just being in the right rooms, seizing the right opportunities at the right moments, meeting the right people. So
For sure.
got a lot going on. Just working every single day. It's not
Yep.
stopping.
That's what's
It's
up.
not
man.
stopping.
Every day you gotta pour into that cup.
Exactly. It's not
Yep.
stopping, man.
That's right. Well, yeah, man. Let's get into it. So our topic of the day, we're gonna talk a little bit about.
What we talking about?
We're gonna talk a little bit about the labels, man. We're gonna talk
Okay.
about,
Okay.
you know, whether you should still, you know, whether artists should still be aiming to get signed, if it's even worth that. You know, should artists be trying to get signed? Should they not worry about it, or should they be getting signed and maybe, you know, not get signed and then, you know, when they feel like they good, kind of wane off it a little bit.
Just
So,
go off on their own.
yeah. So
Okay.
that's what we're gonna get into today.
Okay. All
So-
right. Let's get into it. Let's get right into it,
bro. So
Fuck it.
I'm gonna ask you your opinion. What's your opinion on getting signed to labels?
So my take on it, for someone like me, the labels is always a go. It just depends on where your career is at the moment and where you want it to go in the
Right.
future.
Okay.
So if you got big numbers, because labels look at numbers, we know they look at
for
numbers,
sure.
right?
Definitely
So
do.
if you got big numbers and you can bring things to the table like they say, plus more, then I say stay independent. Don't even go towards the label side if you feel like that's gonna mess you up. But for me, it's only gonna polish me more as an artist because it gives me the opportunity to be around people who's been in the industry and have a structured team. Somebody's doing something. You know what I'm saying? So all I gotta do is show up and be the creative and continue to work hard and continue to push content videos. But there's always somebody inside the circle that's pushing me to do even more. And it gets me more exposure. You know what I'm saying? It puts me in the right situations, if it makes sense, of course. I'm not saying do it if it don't make sense and you feeling obligated to do it, then don't. But for me, it would make sense to go and sign to a label when those conversations come upon. But if you don't want to do it, then don't do it. But I'm not at that stage yet where I could be like, man, I don't need a label.
Right.
I don't need them. I kind of do. So it's like, I kind of do. It'll get me in a better situation and a better circumstance, and I feel like that would give me that extra push that I might, well, not even might. It's going to give me the extra push that I need to expand my career at a better level. So,
For sure.
if you don't want to do it though, don't do it. But I'm doing it.
I feel you, and I say, you know,
I'm doing it.
Yeah, and when you get in those doors, bro, what somebody told me when I was interning at a record label, they said be a sponge, literally. Like,
What's that mean?
like, so that means like when
That sounds
I
powerful.
was talking to. Sorry, so this is what I did. Every day, at least when I first got there, I talked to at least one person from every department.
Okay.
And I took my notepad and I would take notes on what it is that they do. You know what I'm saying? To understand, like, because at the end of the day, I wanted to run something like a record label, so I needed to understand like how everything works. So I would go to everybody and take notes on what it is that they do. And when I was sitting, if I had a task that I was doing for the department that I was actually in, when I'm sitting there doing the task, my ears is open to everything because conversations are going on all day long about some really big things that are going on. So I made sure that I was hearing everything. like literally hearing everything. Like my
Like
ears
ear
was
to the
open.
wall.
Yes.
You just okay.
Literally.
Okay.
Like when people was walking past me on the phone talking about this or that artist and what they got to do, I'm listening to just to understand as much as I can about how things operate here. So that's why it really resonated with me when you said, you know, like to get in there and be talking to somebody that really knows what they're doing, because that stuff goes a long way. I was only, you know, there for a few months, you know, at a couple different labels, but I learned a whole lot about things around, and I'm taking some of them things and translating into how I do things for my podcast. So that's extremely important that when you do get in those doors. So for that reason, I would say it's definitely worth it for to learn and all that stuff. Whether you want to stay after your contract is up and renew it is completely up to the artist and how they feel about it.
Yeah.
But that whole like going in there and learning as much as you can, like there's not enough, you know, not enough money in the world that can like justice, you know, even do justice to that.
Right. Right.
So yeah, for sure. But, you know, I can't wait to see you when you do get in that door, man. That's gonna be great.
That's gonna be fantastic for me at least. It'll put me in a better situation where I can use the resources around me, most importantly, to boost towards the future that I'm building currently. You know what I'm saying? To build my brand more with the right people behind me that know what they're doing. Because I don't know everything, so I need help.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Most
I don't
definitely
know everything.
Yeah, it's important to have the right deal too.
Yeah,
you know?
it gotta make sense.
Yeah,
it has to
the deal
feel
gotta make
genuine.
sense.
That's the thing that's most important to me. The genuine relationships, because it's business relationships at the end of the day, but they can also be personal relationships outside of that.
Right.
That makes the connection feel more real and more close. So once you separate the two, you know when it's business time and when it's personal time.
And
I feel like the best partnerships come that way.
Right.
When relationships are more genuine inside of the music industry or any industry at all, but particularly the music industry, because it's a lot of sharks in the water. There's a lot of people that don't want to really. They want to see you win, but they want to test your limits. Yeah. And there's people that just don't want to see. They don't want to see you win at all.
Right.
So once you get in front of them people that actually want to see you win and they want to build something with you because they believe in you,
right,
just like how you believe in yourself, then that's when, you know, everything else falls into place. Everything else will make sense after that. That's where my mind is at. I just need everything to make sense.
Absolutely. And you know, I've sat in a few different rooms during my times that I was doing internships and was able to hear, you know, people going over deals or trying to, you know, sell deals for artists. And I noticed that a lot of the times they already have built some sort of rapport with the artist that they're trying to, you know, sign.
Because like they say, it's not what you know, it's who you know. So if you already know somebody that's in that room, then it's once they find out what you doing, what you got going on, they work with you.
Right.
They got you in that table in that office. So
they want to. They'll be looking out for your best interest too. So like,
they're not just looking for the money.
Yep. Exactly. That's a big thing. Looking out for your best interest, your goals, and helping you meet your goals, and then even further than that. So, yeah, that's very important.
Man, it is. It's just like I said. It just has to make sense. It has to be the right people.
Right.
At the right time. You know what I'm saying? It can't just come out of nowhere and then it doesn't make sense. There's no... Because relationships on the business aspect, that can be built very quick. You know what I'm saying? Depending on how you present yourself in the room when it's time to, how aggressive you can be. So once that business relationship is built, then everything else comes afterwards.
Yeah, for sure.
Because the business has to come first.
Right.
So...
But it's like then, on the other hand... The artist that doesn't get signed gets to keep all that money. All that thing, they don't gotta split none of that.
They don't gotta do none of the splits. Right. They don't gotta have that conversation of who get what. I mean, my thing is like if you have the right team, you know what I'm saying, the right people in your circle that's been with you, you know what I'm saying, and whoever may come along that has your best interest just as much as you do, the split shouldn't be a problem. You know, unless they make it a problem, but it shouldn't be a problem.
Right. Yeah, that is true. They could still make a whole lot of money, you know, with a deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
it's tons of ways to make money now. So
for sure,
you know what I'm saying, with the sponsorships and now artists are doing Twitch and YouTube channels.
Yeah.
You know,
Discord. I seen artists on Discord too. Yeah,
Kick is the new thing now. So
I just heard about that.
Yeah,
I just heard about that.
Yeah, it's like a new version of Twitch now.
I gotta check that out.
Yeah,
I just heard about that. I feel like growing up, a lot of artists that was the main goal, like trying to get signed.
Because that's what they call the American dream. But once people started figuring out the game for themselves and figured out, well, if I can do this on my own and I can do this on my own, then why do I need a label? But that's just a new age now. But it's still people out here that will love to be a part of a label because they need that push that they don't have right now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The resources that's available isn't available to everybody.
Mm-hmm. That's true. When do you feel like people kind of started to wane off that? Okay, maybe I don't need a label. Maybe I could just do this on my own, kind of thing, and keep all that money. When did that become a trend? You feel like?
I feel like it started like a couple years ago when people started to really see they can start doing it by themselves. That's I say 2018 maybe.
Okay.
Because that's when a lot of more artists started to come up, and the independent word was taking over the music industry for real. So once like apps, the Instagram Reels and the YouTube and all that started taking off really, and then TikTok came in the game.
Oh yeah.
And it just snuck up on everybody, and people started to learn how to really work the app. I feel like that's when people started to realize they didn't need a label for anything.
Yeah.
Because you can get paid different ways for music. You don't really. That's when they felt like they didn't need it. So it started. In my opinion, I feel like it started to scare the labels because like, what are they there for? But it's still people out there that will love to be a part of that because they don't have that resource, or they're not getting the eyes that they would want. So a label will help them push that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really feel like now that I think about it, like it was that SoundCloud era that really was the disruptor.
Yeah.
When remember?
Yeah.
Because
when people
SoundCloud
started taking over on SoundCloud.
Yeah,
yes.
People had that. They had that music on there that nobody else had.
Yeah. Because that was the time where you can just release anything, and you didn't have to go through the distributions, and you didn't have to go through the paperwork. Like you could sample something and you could just put it on SoundCloud.
And people's blowing up off of SoundCloud.
Exactly. That's how most people. That's how I think.
Yeah.
That's how a lot of like new age people that we listen to today. That's how they got found.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's why everybody takes the SoundCloud route first, and then once they learn how to put their music on all DSPs, because everybody's story kind of starts out the same. When they get asked like, "Oh, when did you first start releasing music, or what platform was it on?" They all say SoundCloud, SoundCloud and YouTube,
or
and
YouTube.
Then it moved to Spotify, Apple, and all that. Because that's when they start finding out that there's actually steps you have to go through. Instead of just putting it up to yourself, you really got to go through a process. But it was easier for SoundCloud. You could drop anything.
Literally.
You could really drop anything. That was a great time.
Yeah, that was. The SoundCloud
was a great
era
time.
was really a vibe,
That was a
though.
great time. I love the SoundCloud era.
Like,
I loved it.
SoundCloud artists, like literally strictly SoundCloud artists. Like
I loved it. Because you could hear new things every day. From people you didn't even know. Like, that's how I found out about B.Rockk.
Yeah. SoundCloud, that's where he was.
That's how I found out about him. Because I remember one time he came, this was like high school. It was like when I was a freshman, so like 2015, 2016. He came to my school and he did like a pop-up performance. But like some people knew who he was, but I didn't know who he was. This was at the time like Fetty Wap was really taking over.
Oh, yeah.
So
for sure.
I didn't know who he was. So they was like, yeah, B.Rockk coming to school. Special guest, B.Rockk coming to school. So I didn't know him. And then when he popped out of the back, like where the theater was at, and he was on the stage, I'm like, I don't know who this is still, but his song Fleek was so fire. I went on SoundCloud to find it. He got all these listeners on SoundCloud. I'm like, yo, who is this? Like, ever since then, I was hooked. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace, P&B-Rock. But yo, SoundCloud was really what was that? Uzi, P&B-Rock,
Trippie Redd was going crazy.
It was a lot of them.
Yeah.
It was a lot of them, bro.
Smoke Perk.
Yeah, I feel like if all the DSPs went down tomorrow, everybody's going to SoundCloud.
Yeah.
So everybody's going to SoundCloud. SoundCloud and YouTube, but mostly SoundCloud. Because it's just it's a nonstop rotation. So
facts. Yeah. Yeah, man. That really was a time though.
It was, bro. It was the what? Man. it was a life.
Sometimes I be wishing some artists would kind of go back to that mode that they was in when they was in that SoundCloud era. Like, I had, when I was interning for one label, I did a marketing plan for an artist that started off really popular on SoundCloud, and I recommended that he go back to dropping music on SoundCloud because I wanted him to take his fans back to that time.
Yeah.
And I felt like that
keeps
would
them
have really
connected.
I feel like that really would have did something for him. Like,
Did he do it?
I don't know that he ever did it, but like just to, like, you know, the music fans, we like the vibe, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that takes people back to a time. Like, real music lovers, like, when they hear a song, they remember where they was at when they first heard it, and it brings them back to that time. And they're like, dang, I remember when I first heard this song, I was doing A, B, and C. I was here. Like, at least for me, like, that's for me that's how it is.
Yeah.
So I felt like that's what some artists should do. If that's where they blew up at, throw some, oh yeah, y'all could only find this on SoundCloud though. You know what, where it all started. You know what I'm saying? Like something like that. Like something like that would have been cool for real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a lot of moments during the SoundCloud time. You know what I'm saying? I remember I used to listen to, what was that song? Well, I mean, he wasn't a SoundCloud artist because he was always known, but Lil Durk. Like, I would always, I would always listen to Durk, like, on SoundCloud. If it was a Durk, it was probably NBA Youngboy.
I would listen to a lot of Uzi on SoundCloud.
Yeah. That's how I found most of his songs. And then I found out, like, about all the DSPs and all that.
Yeah.
Spotify and all that. Because I was a high school kid. I wasn't paying for Spotify.
Right.
I wasn't paying for Apple Music. So, you know, it was SoundCloud and YouTube with the Apple earbuds in the ears all day. I wasn't doing none of that.
Right.
But it was a great time.
It was.
It was a great time. They should go back to that.
Yeah, right? Yeah. But now that that's faded, this is the TikTok era now.
Yeah, bro. Everything, not everything, but most things are microwavable.
Yeah.
TikTok music, you know what I'm saying? Just for the views real fast. I mean, you know, to each their own. If it work, but you know what I'm saying? I'm timeless. I'm timeless. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. I'm timeless. Right. I don't like microwave stuff. I like things that can, you know what I'm saying? Like, everything is gonna last.
Right.
I could make new music 5 years from now. Y'all go back to the same things that I was listening to when I made it 5 years before that. So, you know what I'm saying? Timeless.
Yeah, and speaking of TikTok, I know you had to hear about what UMG just did.
Yeah.
Speaking of labels.
Yo, shout out to UMG. Shout out to UMG. Shout out to UMG. And I'm going to tell y'all why I'm saying shout out to UMG. Because it opened up a door for artists that's not in the eye of a label yet. To promote our music as much as we can until, you know what I'm saying, they recover the problem and then they put all the artists back on there. But it's kind of messed up at the same time because that's the #1 promotion app for music.
Right. It's the gateway.
So for all the artists that signed underneath UMG, I know they're going through it. Like Money Long was talking about it. She, you know what I'm saying? It's not fair. You know what I mean? But they're not getting paid fairly, so that's why they did it. But hey, bro, to each their own. I ain't complaining. I'm not signed to UMG. I'm not under UMG. I have nothing to do with UMG. So I'm gonna take advantage of the UMG problem and put my music out on TikTok as much as I can before they recover it. So
they are so it's not permanent. They're going to recover.
Yeah, I don't think it's permanent. I think they're gonna put it back up there. They just want their artists to get paid fairly for because they got like a TikTok chart now, the music chart. So all the streams that's coming from people that's on TikTok, they just want the fair payments out, the fair share.
That's pretty interesting.
But until that happens,
right,
artists like me are gonna take over that app. I'm just letting y'all know that now. So, it might not be long, but I'm letting y'all know it's still in the works. So until it happens, it's over.
What do you feel like? You know, I've seen your TikTok numbers going up. So like, what do you feel like is the key to blowing something up on TikTok?
So you seen the pictures, like the little slideshow thing?
The slideshow where you can put the audio.
Yeah,
on top
when you put the audio. So
yeah.
No, I did my own research, right? So with TikTok, you could just put the slideshow and you put your own audio. You put like funny memes or something, like a POV, like a POV. You haven't heard this such and such song before, and it blows up faster than a regular video would. If you don't have that many followers or if your video's not that appealing, you can just use the pictures, and it'll get probably like 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 views, probably in like 2 days max. No, I've had videos where I just did just the picture slides and I got like 100,000 views out of nowhere. But that's the formula and it works. So like what I would do is I'll put a couple videos out that has the picture slides, and then I'll just sneak in a video of myself in there just to keep it going. But if Instagram had that, it's over. It's over. The picture slides on Instagram, it's over. What?
It would be a wrap. It definitely would be a wrap.
What? If Instagram somehow, that's what I'm saying. If Instagram finds a way to do what TikTok does with the slideshows, it's gonna be TikTok and Instagram hand in hand. But TikTok is winning right now. Right. Everybody's on TikTok. I be getting mesmerized when I'm on TikTok, just scrolling through the For You pages. Yeah. And I'm not stopping.
Right.
But Instagram just gotta step the game up. Who owns Instagram? It's because it's owned by Facebook. It's Mark Zuckerberg, right? Because it's a meta effort.
Yeah, I would think,
Yeah, Mark, step your game up, man. Step your game up because TikTok is winning right now. You're losing.
But that's interesting though. I didn't realize that was such a big deal to like, help you blow up on TikTok. Because I always wonder what's the key?
Right. It's really TikTok.
Y'all heard it here first on Matter of Time. If you want to blow something up on TikTok, you need to make that post with the audio in the background and make it a slideshow.
Exactly. It works.
That's gonna go crazy
every time. It works every time. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying like your videos are always gonna hit, but 9 times out of 10, you'll get more views with the slideshows than a regular video.
And you do it with your own music,
with your own sound. So
your own music.
So like you'll export your own sound. I guess like if you screen record it and you put it in CapCut or something. Sometimes you can even speed it up. So you speed the audio up and then just put slideshows and people will just gravitate towards it. But the music has to be good. Don't just be doing anything. Right. The music got to be good.
Yeah, for sure.
It has to be catching to the ear. Right. If it's catchy enough and it's the right meme and you got, what I'm saying, just play around with it. Yeah. But the music has to be good.
Yeah, most definitely.
That's the most important part.
Yeah, for sure. But so what you got? What you got next? Like, what's coming up for you?
As of right now, just polishing my image. You know what I'm saying? Just learning how to separate my personal life from my artistry life. Working on new music every day. If I'm not at the studio now, then I'm just still at home with the same mic setup I done had for like 2 years. Just to keep my creative juices flowing. Right. So that I'm never not being lazy. Because I don't want to be lazy.
Right.
So other than that, just continuing to work as much as I can. You know what I'm saying? Until the labels start looking, until we start having them conversations. And then even when them conversations come out, continue to push and push and push and push because there is no end for me. I don't see an end.
That's right.
I don't see an end. This is what I wanted and I'm going to get it. I want the world. Yeah. I want it all.
Yes,
I want it all.
Yes, sir.
I want it all.
Appreciate you, man. Thanks for shooting our very first topic video, man.
Matter of Time podcast with your boy B.Rockk the World.
Anytime you miss me, pull up on me. I don't even gotta ask, I know you want it. I can see it in your eyes, I know you want it.
We out, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. Appreciate y'all, man.